¿Qué pasa YouTube? 6ftHax here. Have for you guys today a pretty fun Wi-Fi battle I had against Ozelot off of my Discord. Now, if you guys may have missed my upload from yesterday, that was actually my 100th Wi-Fi battle, and I started doing this little face cam thing in there, so I'm probably going to do this for the next couple of uploads. If you guys do like this, please let me know in the comment section below. Like maybe 3 or 4 of you said that you did like this, so want to get like a better feel of how more of you guys enjoy this little like extra face cam feature. But of course, if you do enjoy this video, make sure to hammer that like button down below, guys. Thank you so much for the great support on battle 100. Let's continue that on to hopefully 200 before Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon come out. So going into this game, I got a pretty fun team that I got from my boy Harris. Is awesome, although I changed like 1 or 2 mons just to make it a bit more fun for me to use. And going into this game, Infernape and Latios were going to be 2 really big issues because I don't really have the safest switch-ins to them, and if that Latios has HP Fire, then my Scizor is not a safe switch into it. So he's going to be leading off with the Mega Steelix as I lead off with my Suicune. Turn 1, I get pretty lucky and I get a crit with the Scald. Honestly, that crit doesn't matter. I think you guys will see what I mean by that, but the extra damage I guess was kind of nice. But I'm pretty sure after the Scald damage, if I hadn't got a crit, he was still in range of where my Hydreigon could have 2 KO'd him with the Dark Pulse on the switch-in. So in comes his Goodra. Don't get a burn on that, which is pretty nice because I did crit him. And scouting out to see what he wanted to do, I'm just gonna stay in and go for the Scald again, knowing that I should be able to chew anything he wants to go for, you know, unless he turns out to be Choice Specs Goodra, because that Thunderbolt did way too much damage, man. After seeing that damage, I ran the calc and I was like, holy crap, this thing is Specs, which means this makes it a little bit terrifying, and this team does not have a ground type to safely switch into. So the next best thing I have to take a modest Specs Thunderbolt coming from this Goodra is my Circuitries. Now, with my Suicune being this weakened, this is really bad because that makes Infernape an even bigger problem than it already was. So I switched directly into my Circuitries, knowing that I can easily chew up 2 or 3 depending on damage rolls. I am then going to go ahead and just go straight for the Hidden Power Ice. I need to weaken this Goodra. This thing being at close to full HP is not really good for me because it's going to make it a lot harder for me to beat down as he switches directly into the Latios. The thought of going for my own Volt Switch definitely did cross my mind, but there was a slight possibility that he would have just switched into his Mega Steelix, predicting that. So he is then going to go for the Recover as I make a really aggressive switch directly into my Scizor. This was also risky on my part because he could have definitely just gone straight for the Hidden Power Fire, and at this range of HP, unless he is Specs, which I'm pretty sure he's not because he's got Recover, I should be able to chew 1 Hidden Power Fire, and then I may be able to knock him out with the U-turn as he actually hard switches directly on now into his Steelix. This is good for me because now this gives me a free switch into my Cobalion, allowing me to get on my Stealth Rocks, which means I'm going to be able to get off very needed chip damage on that Goodra and the rest of his team, and also evening the playing field because he got up his own rocks against me as he makes a really good play here, knows that I'm not going to go straight for the close combat and most likely get up my rocks, and he's going to go for the Earthquake. This is the one moment where I really wished that I had Shuckaberry Cobalion again instead of Z-Move Cobalion, but either way, I'm going to be able to go for the close combat here. If I had not crit him with the Scald, I'm pretty sure that I still would have knocked him out with this close combat, because unless he was like max defense, max HP, I don't know. Actually, no, I'm pretty sure I would have knocked him out because I ran the calc. If anything, I would have Z-moved if it came down to it, although that could have cost me later in the match because then I might have not been able to Z-move Goodra if that scenario occurred. So knowing that I still have use for my Cobalion, I'm just going to go ahead and save it because I can Iron Head the Sylveon and I can still close combat and Z-move that Goodra as I just sack off my Suicune. This is where I really wish I didn't stay in against that Goodra, but I didn't expect him to be Choice Specs, and now this Infernape is going to be able to easily just pick me off here with 2 Mach Punches. It is kind of nice though because I was able to rack up recoil damage on him. The only downside is though that I really have nothing for this Infernape, so I'm going to bring in my Hydreigon, and this turn was more or less a 50-50 I feel like, because I can definitely chew 1 Mach Punch, but there is a good chance that he could have switched directly into a Sylveon, but I decided to be more aggressive and just go straight for the Draco Meteor, not wanting to risk this Infernape being around for the remainder of this battle, as I do luckily not miss, and down goes the Infernape. At the same time though, he didn't necessarily need to leave an Infernape to just go straight for the Mach Punch. Like, he could have very well switched out, but as I mentioned, I could have gone for the U-turn predicting the switch. So again, it was just really 50-50, I feel like, and I got the better end of that as I take down a humongous threat. In comes the Sylveon. Scizor should be able to live anything this thing wants to go for as he goes for the Shadow Ball. Now that Shadow Ball did too much damage to my Scizor, so I'm thinking maybe this could also be Specs Sylveon. So I gotta kind of keep that in mind, but I should be able to live another Shadow Ball as long as he doesn't get a crit on me, or if he's got the HP Fire, this could be his perfect chance to go for it, which he doesn't as he switches into his Terrakion, knowing that it wouldn't go straight for the Bullet Punch and most likely go for the Roost. He is going to be in a pretty okay scenario here because he can definitely go for a Z move if he really wanted to, so I'm going to be aggressive, go for the Bullet Punch, know that I can live one all-out pummeling or one Continental Crush and just try to get off as much damage on this Terrakion as I can. I am able to chew the close combat, and judging from that damage, he's definitely got to be Z move or he could be Choice Scarf. And I don't want to risk him going for a Z move now, so I'm going to go for another Bullet Punch. I was actually very close to going for the Roost. I'm really happy that I didn't though, because he could have Z moved and utterly annihilated me, and Scizor still really does come in handy for me in this battle. As in comes the Latios. I still don't know if this thing has the HP Fire or not, so I really don't want to stay in and find out if it has it. So I'm going to sack off my circuitries because at this point it's the most expendable team member that I have. He's not really going to be doing anything else, and he actually makes a really aggressive play here by going for the Draco, expecting me to not stay in, fearing the Hidden Power Fire, so solid play on his part. I also didn't feel comfortable in switching into my Togekiss because he could have easily gone straight for the Psyshock or the Psychic, and because he is at -2 special attack now, I get a free switch into my Togekiss, and I'm very positive that he's not going to stay in here. There's no real reason for him to stay in with Latios against the Togekiss with him being at -2 special attack, so I will be able to take this opportunity to go for the nasty plot. Now at +2, I still don't Oko Goodra or the Sylveon, but Sylveon, even if it's Specs, shouldn't knock me out with any one hit, and all I need to do is get off chip damage on the Goodra. So he switches into a Sylveon on my nasty plot as I go for the Air Slash. Of course, Togekiss is going to do Togekiss things and kiss this Sylveon with the flinch, and the following turn I'm going to be able to knock it out as long as I don't miss the Air Slash, which even if I did miss, again, pretty sure I would have lived any one hit he wanted to go for. So down goes the Sylveon. At this amount of HP, Latios does not typically carry any move that should be able to knock me out unless he's got the Gigavolt Havoc, which is very likely that he could have had, as in comes the Goodra. All I need to do is just get off this Air Slash damage. If I flinch him, that's awesome. It's not going to be game-changing, honestly, because I'm going to put him in range of where I guarantee knock him out with either Cobalion or my Hydreigon. So this second flinch right here on Goodra really didn't matter whatsoever, because even if he had knocked me out with the Specs Thunderbolt, like I mentioned, I would have just brought in Cobalion or Hydreigon and then finished off Goodra. So down goes the Goodra. At this point, his last Pokemon is going to be the Latios. Thankfully, I do still have my Scarf Hydreigon in the back, which is going to be able to live the Stealth Rock switch in. So all I need to do is just allow him to knock out my Togekiss. If he does knock me out in 1 or 2 hits, I'm going to be able to put him in range where I can just safely go for Dark Pulse instead of going for the Draco Meteor. But it turns out that he actually made a bit of an error on his Latios, and it wasn't running Speed EVs. Obviously, up until this point, I didn't know that. But again, it didn't matter. Honestly, he would have knocked me out. I would have brought in Hydreigon, gone for Dark Pulse or Draco. And unless I missed Draco Meteor, then that's the only way he would have been able to win, I'm pretty sure. But either way, good fun game to Ozelot. Of course, if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to hammer that like button down below. Again, let me know if you guys do want to see more of this little face cam feature, for those of you who didn't let me know yesterday. And if you did miss yesterday's upload, that was the 100 Wi-Fi battle special, I guess you could say. So yeah, guys, again, 99 more battles till we get to 200, hopefully before Ultra Sun and Moon. And with that being said, I will see you all tomorrow, guys. Thank you all for watching.
Cause my brain and heart are both tied in a knot, and this hinders me from crying a lot. This causing me to show no emotion. But when I said I cared, I wasn't joking. But I guess it's too late for me to become broken. For now, I'm living with no more pain, tears of hoping. I'm just coasting. Yeah, I said I'm coasting. No more pain, tears, and hoping. For real.